sorry to admit that I have not completely prepared for today, but am I loud enough?
You have to really hold it.
Okay. I just want to say I apologize that I'm not as prepared as I would like to be for this meeting, but I will share some of the information that I do know. I do know that when you do fracking, you use 1 to 8 million gallons of water. At this day and age, when water is turning out to be a premium and a lot of our water is being contaminated, I sincerely believe that this is something that we need to take into consideration. There are so many different laws about what can go into the atmosphere, but it's been tested. But over time, for instance, the amount of methane that's emitted in the air, there's a certain quality that's allowed, but it has not been tested or through all the different facilities that now exist for either fracking, storage, each part along the line. So I feel that although there may be certain standards, they are not being maintained because they're not being measured. I feel like too, I'm a beekeeper, I'm a grandmother, I am in the medical field. I feel like on the whole purpose of us is to maintain a healthy community so that the next generations to come will be able to sustain a meaningful and healthy life. I feel that the use of the gas compressor station, there are too many variables that present themselves. First of all, Providence is considered to have the most amount of toxic elements in it from the different facilities that are in the area. The area from where the gas is being transmitted is from West Virginia. West Virginia is the second poorest state in the Union, and because of all the side effects from fracking and all that business, that the people there, their health is really suffering. People who live in the areas where they have done different fracking throughout, I'm not sure how many states at this point, have experienced neuropathies and other health problems. It's considered carcinogenic in this day and age where America is 20th down on successful healthcare, childbirths, and all the other things. We do not have a good health system, especially when we're being exposed to such toxins. I feel that as a whole, that the whole purpose of FERC is to protect us, though that is not necessarily the history of FERC. But I'd like to feel that the people are really being the people's desire for health, the people's desire to slow global warming, the people's desire to make this a better place should really be considered. When it comes to global warming, gas is one of the things that actually is advancing global warming. We should be getting away from that, using alternative fuels like wind and solar and thermodynamics. So I feel like on the whole, that this is a lose-lose situation if this is actually passed. I feel that it's detrimental to not just the local community, but on the whole, because of what's happening if we have a facility like this, it's encouraging more fracking. Okay, along those lines. And when you showed me that, I forgot what I was going to say next. But in any case, I will submit a written paper, but I'm just really gravely concerned about the future beholds for us. And so I feel that if we're going to be mindful of the generations to come, that we need to take into considerations all the if bad side effects that fracking will have. Not just fracking, because that's throughout the country, but also to these condenser stations where they do not need to share the information of all the chemicals and toxins that they emit, because it's considered, I forget the term right now, but it's considered a secret that their business can maintain. So I will submit more in writing.
All right.
My name is Karen Palmer, Karen with a K. Actually, I have relatives down in Florida, and they're building a pipeline, or proposing to build a pipeline down in Florida across the farm where my husband's family lives. One of the people who testified at one of the hearings down there about the pipeline, actually worked for Masal Shale, and he was an engineer for the project. And one of the things he says that he talks about experts, and he says, I have no faith in experts because experts lie. I lied in my job because that's just the name of the game. You have a 2,000-page report put together by nameless people who have absolutely no responsibility, who will bear no responsibility to this. And this is regarding the Sable Trail. But he says nobody will bear any personal responsibility. And what about FERC? FERC is the same thing. Something goes wrong, not our problem. I'm sure you'll all have geologists who will come out and say that, well, we studied the situation, nothing we did led to this, it was just a naturally occurring event, and I'm talking about an explosion. If you lose your home or you lose your property, well, if you're old, you'll be dead before it's settled. If you're young, you'll be old before it's settled. Experts and attorneys will have a field day. The companies don't care. It's just greed and arrogance. Again, the aquifer, this area, and then he talks about the specific area in Florida. But I guess the point being is that I think the whole drive behind all this has to do with greed, and it does not have the best interests of the people at heart. I think that people who promote this actually are willing to sacrifice people's lives, their livelihood, their well-being, and I feel like this is not in the best interest of the people of the United States, and I feel I'd like to have the voices of the Americans heard and not the voices of corporations.